Hey guys, welcome back to the Effortless Podcast. It's Shell.
And Kenz.
This week, I thought you were going to keep going.
You didn't start the normal way.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Hey guys, it's
That's how I was really thrown off. Anyways, you guys get the point. We're back.
It's because you normally start.
I know. I was just thrown off after that. It's okay. It's okay. Anyways, we're back.
We're back
For more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Switching up the topic a little bit this week.
Mm-hmm. But before we start, we're going to talk about how Mackenzie went on a shopping spree with my credit card.
I didn't mean to. This is so funny, actually.
I know, but also I don't understand.
Yeah, I was
how it
like
happens.
literally I was buying something because it was good Christmas gifts.
Mhm.
And I did it always gives you the autofill. So of course I always have my card in the autofill.
Mhm.
So why would it be anything different? And so I did it. And then right after I completed the purchase, I was like, oh wait, this actually I don't think is my card. Well, I know it's not my card. And so then I look at the purchase history or whatever, and I was like, oh shoot, this is not my credit card. So then of course, I'm like, if it's not mine, it's got to be Shelly's.
Which is so weird because I don't put my card on auto thing for anything.
Well, for some
it's not even
reason,
in my card.
it was
it's not even
saved
in my
in mine.
phone.
So
I know. I'm like,
thank
what
you.
did I buy?
I did Venmo you yesterday. Did you see that?
Oh,
Or-
I mean, I wouldn't have even.
I know you wouldn't have
whatever.
noticed.
But I was like, yeah, that was so funny.
That
You were
was so
texting me do you have an American Express card? I'm like, yeah, why?
I'm pretty sure you just bought me some lip gloss. So thank you.
So all of Mackenzie's friends and family, you're welcome for your Christmas gifts.
And you get little mini lip masks. It's actually from Shelly. No, I paid you back. I did. Good for it.
So funny.
But I was dying. I'm like, oh, well, that's good to know.
So funny.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't have even noticed. I literally almost
I probably
let's see what
wouldn't.
else has autofill Shelly's card in it.
I know, because what did you buy it from? What website?
I don't remember. But also,
So was
we
it
always
just, an
shop at the same
Amazon?
spot. So even if it was a Lulu purchase, you would have been like, oh,
I know.
maybe I did get that.
I know. I would have convinced myself I bought it. But
But
I'm
no.
confused. Yeah, I don't know. So it's on your phone as your.
Yeah, that is. But
I don't know.
anyways,
It's so
that was so
funny.
funny. Is there anything else that was funny this week that happened? I'm trying to think. Pretty mellow week.
Yeah.
You went back to work.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that work.
Back to that work grind.
People are just funny. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, should we talk about this week's topic?
Mom-dentity.
Mom-dentity.
I know you're going to switch it or whatever, but
I know.
I just still think that's a funny word.
I know. Well, so and then that's the thing. I feel like I was high on this whole mom identity thing,
Mhm.
which I feel like is still basically true. However, I feel like it's definitely now it's more about finding your mom confidence.
Yeah.
Because when I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't want it to ever come across as though it's a selfish thing. And when you're talking about having your own identity, of course your kids are going to be part of that identity,
Mhm.
but it's still basically just making sure you show up for yourself and do the things that make you feel most confident so that you can be the mom you want to be for your kids is the baseline
Yeah.
feel.
I feel like your worry of coming across as selfish or you're putting yourself before your kids or whatever. I feel like that's a very normal not fear.
Well, it's
or
mom guilt.
concern. Yes.
Which
And,
is such a real thing.
From my perspective, who I don't have kids or anybody who's close to you who knows you, it's knows you're not selfish. So
Yeah.
even if you were I'm gonna put myself for even if you were a little bit on that extreme side, we'd be yeah, do it because we all know
Get
that
it, girl.
yeah. But I get
Just kidding.
where you're coming from. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a good thing to
Right.
say and just make a point. But
Yeah. Which I mean, I feel like to an extent, you do have to really make sure you are prioritizing your needs,
yeah,
but doing it in a way that's not selfish or not neglecting your kids, obviously, too. And I don't mean go out and party.
well, no, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just joking.
Maybe go out to dinner and
Yeah,
have some
that's what I was-
wine. or
that's what I was
something,
thinking.
But
That's what I was
still not neglecting.
Right.
Anyways, I just have felt passionate about this topic. I think especially because my kids are coming to an age where they're definitely a lot more independent.
Mhm.
And I think that it's so true that, they talk about motherhood being about seasons and the different seasons. And I feel like the season that we're in right now, I have the ability to focus on myself a little bit more
Mhm.
and to I have more time to reach some of the goals that I want or some of the things that make me feel most me, which of course, like I said, part of that is my kids.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
I'm
excited to hear what you came up with.
Are you?
Quite a few notes over there.
I do have a lot of notes because I wanted to write notes out because I feel like these are the type of topics where if I didn't write out my thoughts, I would literally just ramble, and I might ramble anyways, and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, what did I say?
I mean, especially because you're passionate about it, I feel like it's easy to just be like, okay, I want to tell like all the things, and you're just like this. So
yeah, so I tried to like
stay focused and on bullet points.
I do have my bullet points, no guarantees. That, yeah. Okay, so basically what I wanted to start by saying is that I feel like in a lot of ways this pertains to anybody, whether you have kids or not, because mainly because no matter who you are or like what stage of life you're in, it's important to find your own confidence from within, not from situations you're in or people you're around, which obviously they contribute.
Yes.
In a lot of ways, but ultimately it's
your identity should not be in anything that can be taken away.
Exactly. Preach. Can I get an amen?
Living from experience should not be able to.
You can intervene at any point and like interrupt me if you have any thoughts. Okay. This is your permission to do so.
Thank you.
It's our podcast, not mine. Anyways, okay. So basically, when I was thinking about this, I'm like, when you're a mom, like you start out in the trenches. You know, they talk about like being in the trenches.
Yeah, I mean,
when it's like your fresh baby is fresh out.
I was like, where's this fresh coming from?
Your baby is fresh out. And you're like obsessed and like obviously, you know, it's like greatest thing ever. But you're also in like survival mode because baby's not sleeping. Your nipples are cracking if you choose to breastfeed.
That is a whole other concept that I could talk about. I've had a couple of friends that just had babies and they're talking like pumping. They're talking about their nipples hurting. I'm like, it's a lot of work. Can't even like.
It's so worth it. Like obviously you have your sweet little baby, but like it's hard, and you literally are doing what you can to keep your little baby alive. Keep you alive. Just keep everybody above water.
Had baby like depending on like for you had C-sections with all of your, so you're like cut in half.
Yeah, trying to put on my high-waisted thongs. A little
you're
too premature.
You're trying to poop, like all of it.
Like if you have C-sections, laxatives are your best friend.
You understand. But I mean, like, yes, you're trying to survive, but not like physically. It's not like you just like pop them out and you're just feeling like
100%. And on top of that, you have hormones.
Yes,
your body's not like, which obviously like it's not all about like what you look like, but you just feel.
You don't feel your best.
Your body feels meh.
Yeah.
You obviously feel like so overwhelmed with love for your baby, which overweighs it, and it's like. My point is, you start out in the mode where you like have to focus completely on the baby, and that's how it should be.
Yes. Like they need you. Survive.
Yes, and they need everything basically that you have.
Yeah.
Yes, including your
nipples.
Or if you're formula feeding, that's a lot of work. Regardless,
it's just a lot.
Yeah, and so, but then I feel like you get to about the year mark of baby, and this is different too for like different people because it's, I mean, even when Nash was a year, I got pregnant with Frankie. So it's like you're kind of still in that like trenches mode or like, you know, but now that the kids are older, Jovi's like almost 3. But even before that, I feel like you get to a point where you kind of are like, okay, obviously you know, everything you do is for your kids, but you also start feeling like I need to take care of me and like, I don't feel like I'm at my best and I'm tired and I'm exhausted and these sweet little humans have sucked everything out of me, literally.
Abandonedly everything.
Yeah. And just you want to get back to feeling yourself.
Yeah.
And that's where I think it's easy for moms to neglect that when you feel that and feel like
for sure.
I can't take care of myself because that's selfish. Then I'm like not putting my kids first.
Right.
When ultimately I feel like I've kind of come to the realization that no, you have to put yourself in priority so that you can really give your kids what they deserve and what you want to be for them.
Totally.
You got to show up for yourself so you can show up for your kids.
Yeah.
And like my metaphor.
You're just, like, exhausted all of the time, like, which, I mean, as a mom, I'm sure you are exhausted all the time. But I mean, like, if you continue, like, once they get to the age, like you're talking about, where they're more independent, they still obviously depend on you, but like, as an infant, they depend on you to literally live. Okay, now like Nash can go get food or like if he's or whatever, like they're more independent. It's like you're like, okay, I feel like I have a little bit more time to maybe like do stuff. And then you have to, or like this is your time to put yourself first in certain situations so that you can start feeling yourself. And you're exhausted literally all of the time. Like, how are you going to give them the best of you?
And that's where I think that it's like we need to not get it skewed with being selfish. It's literally you taking care of yourself and prioritizing what you need, because you know how they say like happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
It's like happy mom, happy life. But also for the husband, I mean, for even like Greg, I'm a way better wife when I've been able to like do the things that make me feel most me.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. When your cup is full.
When my cup is full, and then remember, like I said last week, it overflows into the sippy cups.
Which is how it should. I mean, that's like, because then they get your best.
Yeah, which is what you want.
Yeah.
You want your kids to see you at your best. And yeah. So the thing, too, that you have to understand is when you decide, okay, I am going to prioritize myself, it doesn't mean that you, like I said, neglect your kids or whatever. Right. It means that you have to make sacrifices even in that situation. And no matter what you want in life, you have to make sacrifices, whether it's like a career or being healthy or losing weight or whatever it is, you have to make sacrifices. So basically you're just making the sacrifice to maybe wake up a little bit earlier so you can get your workout in or whatever that is that makes you feel most you in order to make that happen. Yeah. I'm rambling or am I good?
Keep going. You're doing good.
Where am I?
The sacrifices, when you first started talking about that, even like when you have a kid, you make sacrifices.
Yeah, and so that's like what you sign up for when you have a kid. You know that's you're sacrificing, which is it's like the best sacrifice of all. Or like it's great, yeah, but it's like worth it. But it's no matter what you do, you're sacrificing something. Let's see, where am I in my notes here? I think I'm going to move into basically like my tips that I feel like are important in helping kind of moms find
to do this,
their confidence or regain that, or kind of steps that you can take to get you there. Because I feel like I said, motherhood is like such a season thing. And like you don't want your kids to get to the point where they grow up and move out and you're like, oh, wait, actually, who am I?
Yeah.
Because everything you've had.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's this stigma or like persona around moms where it's like you are expected to literally give everything. And if you're a mom, you do that anyways.
Yeah.
Like, whether you want to or not, like you just do because that's what kids are and that's what they need and as they should and you should. But there's also like, okay, your whole identity and everything shouldn't just be like thrown out the door because you have a kid.
And you can still be a good mom, but still like be who you want to be and reach your own goals. Yeah. And I think that's even healthy for your kids to see.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
So I just kind of had written down actually one more thought. Wait, no, maybe I should. No, that's later. Never mind. Yeah, so these are just kind of a few things that I feel like have been helpful for both me and just like helping really regain feeling myself and confident. So the first thing that I know both of us have done, and I feel like you can do this in any aspect, whether it's like your career goals or your personal goals or mom confidence goals, mom-dentity, whatever you want to call it, is to write down like a detailed list and or you're basically writing down like, who do I want to be in this instance as a mom? So like you write it as though it's future tense, like the person you want to be.
Right.
And so for me, it would be like, I want to be, I said I wrote down, like a playful mom who's always encouraging my kids, being there for them, laughing with them. But then I also want to be a strong mom who feels confident in myself, is fit, sporty chic. And then you write, and then whatever else that is. So like all of the things that are really important to you, those aren't necessarily all my most important things, but those are just some examples, things that make you feel like that's the type of mom I want to be. Sporty chic sounds so like surface level.
Number one.
No, it's not. But anyways, the point is you write down the things like how you envision yourself as a mom or how you envision yourself.
Yeah, those examples, it's like you were trying to get it because you literally should, because I've done this too.
Yeah.
And best dog mom.
Right. Yes.
No, I'm just joking. But this was me just like as a person when I kind of was like going through my identity issues. And it was like you literally write down and you're super specific. Like you're like, what does she look like? What does she do on a daily basis? What does she feel like? What attributes does she have? Like,
what do people see her as?
Yes. Like when people look at her, what do they say about her? Like it's so specific. And when you do this, you literally get like hyped. Like you're like, yes.
I know. And then you're like, I'm going to become this person. Yeah. And then you're willing to take the steps. And then that's kind of the second part of it is you write down the steps that you're going to take to become this person. Mm-hmm. So like for me, some of my things are that
you want to be sporty chic. I will buy only super cute clothes.
No, I should have said that example. That's like just so materialistic.
I made the specifics comment because it's like you added that because it's like you literally are so specific in like every aspect. Like if you want to be a playful mom, how am I going to do that? Like each day I'm going to do this.
Right. So then you basically just write down the steps that you will take to become the person you see yourself being or who you strive to be. And I think that's important because then it helps you visualize that and it gives you like, okay, this is what I really want. This is where I'm at. How do I get there? And then you kind of can break it down.
Yeah.
Okay. Page 1 of notes. Done.
Another thing really quick. I don't know if you're going to say this, but like if this is something you're like super passionate about and you truly want to do, I would suggest like writing a couple of the things down that Mackenzie just talked about, like the things that you want to become and like posting it on your mirror or something.
Somewhere where you like see it every day. Like on your dashboard when you take your kids to school every day.
Don't read and drive at the same time.
Right. You're waiting in the drive-through line.
But just somewhere where you can see it every day. So, because obviously if you just write it down and then put it away. Out of sight, out of mind. So just keep it up and reread it.
That's a good point. Love that point, Michelle. My second thing, which sort of goes along with this, but a little different, I guess, would be to figure out what makes you feel most you. So whether that's things that you used to, and the thing is too, is like everybody changes in the different areas of life or, whatever stage of life they're in. So obviously I don't feel like I'm the same person I was when I was in college. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
In some ways, I actually see myself as like 19.
I know. I was gonna say, I feel like you haven't changed that. Like your values then are still your values.
Yeah, you're right. But like, I guess I haven't changed that much.
I feel like that's why I was laughing because I was like, have you changed that much? But I mean, like you're super mature now.
Really mature. Yeah. So besides maturity, I'm not sure much else has changed.
But obviously, just like your priorities are different. Whatever. Which
I guess that's my point is like priorities change a little bit or even your views on different things slightly can change based on like life experience.
Yeah.
And all
but some people could have changed a lot. Like I've changed a ton.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sure have. But basically like whatever that means for you, figuring out what makes you feel most you. So if that is working out or, going on fun date nights or to dinner with your friends or long walks on the beach.
It's like what?
Or like snuggling your kids. Like it can be kid related or it can be just whatever makes you feel most you and most confident and happiest. Like when you're feeling your best, like write those things down and then don't neglect those things. So don't like become too busy to actually set aside time to make sure you're accomplishing the things that make you feel best. And that's where it's kind of like all about filling up your own cup, I guess, and making sure that you're filling your cup up so that you can give more to your family. And I feel like it's so true that when my cup is empty or when I'm not necessarily getting the things that make me feel most me, I feel more irritable or I'm quicker to react. I feel less patient. And I don't like that. I don't like feeling that way for my kids or my family. And I know when I'm like, I just need to work out or I need to do something just to like fill my cup up a little bit. And a lot of times like the kids do fill up my cup. Like it's not that the kids don't help in that scenario, but sometimes like you just need, like it's okay to need time to do your own thing. I guess is the thing. Like
and like working out is so healthy. So like that's great that you want it.
And that's just like an example, but I feel like it's a good one. And then my third point here is just that really your confidence has to come from within. It cannot come from like anything else. And it's not, you can't compare yourself or your life to anybody else's. And you can't say, oh, that mom looks so confident because she has this and this and this. Like that doesn't matter. Like what you have is not what makes you, or it shouldn't be what makes you confident. And that's kind of just like finding your own contentment and like being thankful for what you have and really like focusing on that. And to be honest, like I feel like in the last, I know I've told you this, but even in the last like however many few months, like I feel like I've been very good about not spending very much money, which we like to shop, but I've been very like disciplined. And I feel like I told you this, I feel like the most content I've felt in a long time. And I think that just kind of goes to show that like literally feeling good about yourself or feeling confident doesn't come from like what you have.
Right. You just use my credit card, so fine.
You're right.
I haven't spent any money. I've used Shelly's card.
I don't spend money. I have autofill and it's great. Just
kidding.
So funny.
No, that is true because you have said that. And I mean, we've talked about it multiple times. And I feel like just emphasize the whole like confidence thing should come from within, because that's something that in our society right now is very lacking of, and especially with social media. And
it's easy to compare.
The whole comparing. Yeah. And it's just like, it's funny because it's like, I feel like we all know that everybody's Instagram, like,
it's a highlight reel.
It's a highlight reel. And a lot of the time, or not a lot, but like, you just never know. Like I mean, there's been, how many times have you seen like, even like famous people or something, and you're like, oh, they look so happy. And then the next month they're divorced. Yeah. Or like, it's like, you just have no idea. And so it's really hard to remember that when you're just scrolling on Instagram. Yeah. But like, even like moms, like you have maybe she's like a mess the next day. Or it's like, you just have no idea.
We're all a mess.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I just feel like if you're like, oh, she's so confident and based off this picture, it's like, just don't do that because it only hurts you. Right. And like, you just can't compare yourself to anybody. And I think it's hard to learn how to do that, like to find your confidence within if you've never done it before. Yeah. And so I feel like also doing that exercise where you're like, who do I want to be? Like, you'll eventually just start like, you are your confidence, and like you learn to like do that from within. And I feel like that's really important because another thing, like your identity shouldn't be able to be taken away by anything, and neither should your confidence.
Like you know who you are, and you like believe in, like you know what you believe in, you know your values, and nobody should be able to strip that away from you. Right. And you just have to be the one to like protect your peace and protect like your self-worth and all the things.
Which I feel like you're very people should look to you and like model you, I feel like, because you are like you've always been such a confident person, like, and you and your identity, like, I feel like you haven't like wavered in that. Like, I'm sure you've had struggles or whatever, but like never to the point, like, you're very strong in yourself, and that's like a very admirable trait.
Well, thank you. That's nice of you. But I mean, yes, we all have our moments.
Thanks. Yeah, for sure. But
and then it's kind of like along with like finding your own confidence. It basically is you just like deciding like, I am a badass bitch. I can be who I want to be, and I can be the best mom ever. Like you can do both. You don't have to like give up one or the other, or just because you're really like confident in doing things that make you feel alive doesn't mean you can't be like the best mom ever. And and you can still love your kids with all that you have and still take time for yourself. Like just
which
because
makes you love them more, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's okay to miss your kids a little bit. Yeah. Not for like long extended periods of time, but even if I like go away for the night or something for like photos or something, it's like I'm that much more excited to see my kids. And of course I always love being with them, but like it really does make you grateful for what you have and for their sweet little lives,
Yeah.
And then I'm so serious.
No, I know.
And then my other thing would be to make sure you don't give up relationships. that make you feel good, or that like the people in your lives that are really uplifting to you. I think as a mom, it's easy to be really busy and to not have a bunch of extra time to like really, have close friendships. But I think it's really important if there's people in your lives that are, and it doesn't mean you need like 900 friends, like one friend can be enough, but just somebody who is like pushing you to be better and like you have fun with, you're able to laugh with, you are able to feel like yourself with, I think is really important. So like making sure you make time for those relationships. And then also along with that is like prioritizing your spouse or partner or whoever you're with.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
To just like make sure that you keep your relationship with them also a focus and hot, very hot. Keep it hot, hot, hot. Because if you're like satisfied and that not
if you're satisfied.
Well, in all aspects, like
I know.
it's like everything contributes to being a better mom,
to filling your cup.
And then another thing would be just like making a list of things that you're grateful for. I know that like people talk about this a lot, but I do truly feel like if you sit down and write down things that you're thankful for and things you love about your kids and like stuff like that, I think that you're just ultimately going to be happier and more confident. So that's like my main tips, I would say. I have a few more bullet points. Let's see if any of them are worth mentioning.
When you first had Nash, your first child, the firstborn, do you feel like you went through like any sort of, or like I guess all three of them, because now they're all getting to the point where they're pretty independent. Like, did you feel like you kind of like lost yourself, or do you feel like there was a time that was like, or I guess you said like right after they're born is like the biggest, but like,
I guess I never felt fully like I lost myself. I think there was definitely, I feel like, to be completely honest, I haven't felt the most like myself since, or like I have felt the most myself within the last probably like year to 6 months. But I think a lot of that is because I've really been like focusing on the things that make me feel like me, and even like being able to even like stuff like doing the podcast and like doing a lot of photography stuff and things that like make me feel like I have purpose.
Like you're doing something for you.
For me, yeah. And of course, like I've said 900 times, because I don't want this to get skewed, that like my kids aren't part of my purpose. Like, of course they are. And like they're the number one purpose. But it does feel good, and it's okay to have your own things going on too. And so I feel like being able to do that type of stuff has helped me just like feel even more so like me.
Yeah.
And having that like my own stuff going on, which is okay and important, you know.
It's important.
And then I mean, I think that's like big. The other one last thing I will say is I think it's healthy for your kids to see you doing the things that you like and to not give up on your goals, and to show them that they can like have a mom who's super supportive of them and gives them everything that they need and then some, but then also makes time to focus on herself and
like sees them doing, or they see her
confidence and sees her. Because I mean the thing is too is like you don't want to just be at home like meh all day because you feel like you need to be with your kids all the time. Like it's okay to like go do your thing and then come home to them. Like you know, and it doesn't mean leaving them for extended periods of time. But
we should probably go get dinner tonight.
Probably. Not a bad idea. But yeah, I mean, I love my kids more than anything. And I also feel like it's important that I give myself the things I need to fill the cup.
I think from somebody from like an outside perspective, I have many friends who are moms, and it's super cool to see them like transition into that like motherhood, and like you just give literally everything to these little baby humans, and like they're so cute, and like you should. But I do feel like this is such an important topic because I think I said this earlier, but the stigma of like moms, like, you should be doing that. You should only focus on your kids. You should
like give up everything.
You should give up everything. And it's like, you just naturally do.
Yeah.
Your mom.
And
like, that's just something that you do. But it's like, if you go have dinner with friends, or like you have a job, or like you have a career, like you go do stuff, like that should never be looked at as negative.
I agree.
Like, it should be.
Or does it mean you love your kids any less?
No.
Either is the other thing. Or just because you never leave your kids doesn't mean that you love them more than somebody who can go and take time for themselves.
Yeah.
And for some people, like, naturally, they don't necessarily feel the need to go do a bunch of stuff on their own, which is fine too. Like, literally everybody is different.
And that's why
that's
okay.
You just
write down, like, what is your, like, what gives you that.
Yeah. And that's where, once again, don't compare yourself to the mom next to you who doesn't leave their kids because they don't feel like they need to. Like, that's okay. And just because you do doesn't mean that you're less of a mom.
Right.
You know? So I think it's just totally a matter. It's so like your own thing. And if you don't feel like you need 900 different things going on, like, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's just important to write down the things, figure it out, and do whatever makes you feel most vibrant.
Vibrant. Such a word.
I like that word.
I know, me too.
Vibrant.
She said that earlier today, and I was like, oh, haven't heard that word. My nails are very vibrant.
They are. I like them a lot. So vibrant, girl. Get it. I need actually a manicure and pedicure so bad. Look at me with my ratchet black nails coming off.
I know I told you this. I literally texted my nail lady. Love her. I was like, randomly just got my flu shot yesterday. I was like, I just by the nail place. I'm like, do you happen to have any time? She's like, oh yeah, come now. Nobody was there. I was there by myself. She literally massaged my feet for like, it felt so good.
It's the absolute best. Did you give her a good tip for the extra massage? I need a pedicure so bad. So bad.
Probably fill up your cup.
Do you think they take autofill payment?
Oh my gosh. I actually just Zelle my girl. Like, I'm like, hey, I'll just Zelle you.
Okay, I'll have to get on Zelle so I can put your auto payment in there too. I'm just kidding.
The other day too, Jovi had my phone and she's like double tapping the side thing, and it's like talking about, I don't know.
Oh, did she buy something?
Stuff. I've never like put my card. Like, I never do that because it makes me nervous because people like you steal my identity.
Don't put your identity in things that can be taken away. Okay, Shelly?
Gosh. Full circle. Full circle. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused about the card situation. I really don't know how it is in there.
I don't know. I need to talk to Apple because so you have my card and then my watch literally thinks I'm you.
I know. I don't understand that.
Every single time I work out, it says, great job, Mackenzie Lynn Ford. You can still do it, Mackenzie Lynn Ford.
It's a lot of motivation. If you could just screenshot those and send them to me to really keep me on track.
I'm like, why? Like, it doesn't say my name on my watch anymore.
It's really weird. And mine still says my name.
I know. And I know that, like, if I work out, because I, like, have friends, you know, that you work out
and
with.
they see Shelly. Well, and even me, I get notified Shelly finished a workout.
Yeah.
So it's just your...
I have no idea. It's so weird.
It's like an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Apparently. Anyways. Weird. Also, next week. What are we talking about next week? What should we talk about?
Should we talk about... I was going to say something, but...
What was your idea?
No, that's stupid. I don't know. We might have to think about that, and maybe we'll announce it on Instagram.
Yeah, because I'm like, right now, I'm like, we haven't talked about what we're doing next week. We could do something. I don't know. We'll think about it, and we're gonna have to report back with next week's episode. We'll do an Instagram story about it or something. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're really on top of it this week, apparently.
Yeah.
But it'll be good.
We have a list of things. We just have to decide what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it for today, right?
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I feel like people will be able to get something out of it.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us today on the Effortless Podcast, and join us every Tuesday at 9 a.m. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Effortless Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.